Hi, welcome to Kitchen Accomplished. This is your host CL again today with you. I have another exciting recipe I'm going to be showing you today. It's banana bread. Wow, banana bread. So, what usually happens when people buy bananas and they get old like this? Well, what I do with my bananas is I make banana bread. So the first thing I do is take the old bananas and peel them. And what's really necessary to do is to squash these bananas so that all of the flavor can come out of them. So I have a couple bananas here, about 2.5 cups. That's roughly 3 bananas that we're going to use. So we just get these peeled, and I have a masher here. We're just going to mash these down. What this is doing is releasing all of those wonderful banana flavors. All of those oils are coming out. It's going to be nice and smooth and silky. So when we put this thing together, the first thing we want to do is add our sugar. So I have 1.5 cups of sugar. We're going to put that right in there like that. And we're going to mix that around as well. Get that all mixed in with those bananas. Help those flavors come out a little more. Get that all mixed in. And then we're going to add 1/4 cup of vegetable oil. Goes right in there. We have 1 egg that we're going to whip up. Nice and whipped, not too much, it doesn't matter because it's going to get mixed in with everything. You just want to loosen it up a little bit, just like that. I remember the first time I made banana bread is when I was working at the restaurant. My chef came to me. It actually wasn't banana bread, it was, what was it again? It was zucchini bread, yes. And we had a bunch of old zucchinis, and she wanted to do something with them. And so she said, Clyde, I need you to make some zucchini bread for me. And I didn't know, never made zucchini bread. So she gave me the recipe. And then a little while longer, she said, Clyde, maybe a few days later, we had some old bananas. She said, Clyde, I need some banana bread. And I said, well, how do you make banana bread? She said, just like zucchini bread, but only you're going to use bananas and sugar for a sweetener. So it's pretty much the same recipe, a few different ingredients, but it's still pretty much the same. So to this wet mixture, we're going to add 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla flavoring. Just 1.5 teaspoons. 2 teaspoons. I like vanilla. So we have that done. And then we want to mix this up some more. Just get that all mixed in. Nice and mixed in. Now we're going to go to our dry ingredients. We're going to add 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. Just 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, and then we're going to use 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. Right, just like that. So then with this, you want to make sure that all these dry ingredients are mixed very well together. So we got them all blended together, nice and blended. So the next thing I want to do for a little extra in my bread is add the zest of 1 lemon. We're just going to put that into the wet ingredients here, okay? And we just want to use the zest right off the top. This is where all the oils and all the flavor is at on the lemon. Make sure we get all of that in there. Oh, it smells so fragrant, so fresh. If we had smell-o-video, that will really work, but unfortunately, they haven't come up with that app yet. Maybe that's something I'll work on next. Okay, so we have our zest in there. We're not going to use any of the juice. And so to the dry ingredients, I'm going to add some, instead of walnuts or pecans, I'm going to add pistachios. Adds another good flavor there. So all of the wet ingredients are going to go right in there with the dry. Right in there with the dry ingredients. Just like that. And so we're going to mix this all together. Now the key to having a good banana bread is not to over mix it, because you don't want to build up any gluten from this flour. So you just want to make sure everything is nicely incorporated. You don't want to over mix it. Just like that. Just want to make sure everything is in there together. So I'm going to let that sit for a while. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my bread dish, and you have to lube the bread dish so the dough won't stick to the pan as it's baking. So I have a little all vegetable Crisco shortening, the more solid kind. Just take a paper towel and rub that on the inside of your pan, up the sides, all on the bottom. Get it nice and lubed, because you want your bread to come out nicely when it's done, and when you go to slice a piece, it won't be stuck to the pan, or it won't tear or break. So you just want to make sure all of that is done really nicely, okay? So let me get some of these things out of the way here for you. Okay, so our mixture is all ready to go. And so we're just going to go into the pan like this. Everybody in the pan, in the dish. Everybody in there. Okay. Everybody's in there. So we just want to make sure it's all spread it around nicely and evenly. And it's always good to let that rest for a minute before you put it directly into the oven. So while this is resting, I'm going to pour myself a cup of coffee. I love black coffee. And I'll tell you why I'm going to have some coffee today. I have my oven preheated at 375, so we're going to go right in there with that. And because of the magic of video, voila, we have banana bread. So let's see what this looks like. Just going to cut a piece right there. Some people like going to the ends. I like the middle. So we're going to cut a nice healthy piece like this. And look at that. Look at the textures on here. Can you see that? Smells delicious also. So what I'm going to do, what I usually do for breakfast, is that I like to toast my banana bread. So go into my skillet with a little butter. Take my banana bread. Go here with it. Get it nice and buttery at the bottom and toast it. And so yes, while that's doing its thing, I just want to say thank you for joining me at Kitchen Accomplished today. And before I leave, I want to ask you to do something for me. Go to my page, subscribe, give me all the likes and share it. Do whatever you have to do for me, okay? And then we'll be coming again to you real soon on another Kitchen Accomplished. You have a great day.